Hi, everyone, and welcome to Manny's Paranormal. I tell true paranormal stories that actually happened to me. I just tell them like I'd tell them at a barbecue or around the dinner table with friends and family. These things actually happen to me, and sometimes they're kind of funny. This one was scary as hell when it happened to me, but it was kind of funny at the end. So I have a background in kickboxing. I used to own an MMA gym, trained fighters. My son was a fighter, and after we closed our gym, I kind of bounced around here and there, and I ended up teaching at a gym in Vacaville, California. I was just kind of helping with the kickboxing, getting fighters ready for their fights. And after a while, man, the owner of the gym was like, "Hey, man, do you want to do your own MMA class twice a week?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds fun." You know what I mean? And I'm just volunteering. This is just, there's a lot of young people. It helps keep them off the street. Actually, got a couple of decent fighters out of that gym. But anyway, I'm teaching these classes, and I get out of there late at night. It's like, you know, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And then after everybody leaves, I got to clean up, mop the mats. And when I leave, this was like an industrial area. It wasn't like the typical in a strip mall. It was like way out on the outskirts of Vacaville in this fucking creepy ass like industrial area. And it was like this long street, dead end street. But anyway, um, I always used to get kind of creeped out there at night, when I was by myself because I would park in the back on the lot. So in order to come in the gym, it didn't have like a storefront. You had to come in this big gate, and then there was a roll-up door, and just walked in through the roll-up door. And after everybody would leave, after I do everything in the gym, then I would have to pull my truck through the gate and then close the gate. And every time I would close that gate, man, I always felt like somebody was watching me. And there was the corner of the building was right here, and I always look over, and I wouldn't see anybody. And then I remember, man, one night I kind of was like fucking creeped out. I got everything locked up. I go over and I pull my truck through and I grab the gate and I feel that shit. And I look over and I see somebody fucking peek around the corner. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I run over there and I look, there's nobody there. I'm like, holy shit, dude, that scared the shit out of me. It's starting to freak me out. So I leave, right? That happened to me twice. Twice, out of the corner of my eye, I saw somebody look and then peek around the building, and I run over there. It was only about 30 feet away. So I'm continuing to have strange experiences at this place, and it's kind of freaking me the fuck out. You know what I mean? And the owner of the gym didn't really come down on my nights. He taught the other 3 nights, and I taught 2 nights. And for some reason, he came down this night, and he's a cool dude. And he hung out for the end of the class, and then he helped me clean up, so we pull through the gate, and I walk over to pull the gate, and I go, "Hey man," I go, "do you ever feel kind of weird?" And he goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "I feel like somebody's watching me." And he goes, "You ever see anybody peek around the building?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I've seen that shit twice." So now, I think he was kind of hesitant to say anything to me or anybody, and I was kind of hesitant. So now we can talk freely. So I close the gate and we pull up kind of on the street, and there's nobody there. It's an industrial area, and the fucking street is long, but it's a dead end. There's like a tow company at the end and stuff. And so we're standing out there, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, I've seen this and that," and he's seen that. And I told him, I said, one time I was down here late at night. Class went a little long. I'm not the kind of guy that like, cuts it off at a certain time. Class was flowing. People were picking shit up. It was just one of those nights where it was, so I probably went maybe 20, 25 minutes over, So it put me out a little longer, but I don't really mind, man. I love them kids. So I'm down there, man, and now I'm down there. It's fucking late, and I'm kind of, mopping the mats, and and there was this fucking communal bathroom. And what I mean by that is like there was a door to our unit, then there was the bathroom, and then there was a door on the other side. So, and went to this hallway, but so other units could use that bathroom. So you would go in and you would have to lock both doors, use the bathroom, and then you would have to unlock that one so they could still get in for your side, right? So I'm down there, I'm mapping the match, you know, it's all late and shit. I'm already freaked out because I'm seeing this, whatever this is, peeking around the corner and shit. So, and all of a sudden I hear all this and it sounds like paper shuffling around. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? This shit's starting to really freak me out, right? So I go over, I hear it in the bathroom. So I go over to the bathroom door and I'm listening, you know what I mean? And I hear like shit moving around in there because there's, you know, it's bad. There's like magazines and shit in there. I'm kind of freaking me the fuck out, you know? So I kind of knocked on the door and nobody said anything. So I creaked the door open, dude, and the fucking lights were off. There was fucking scared me, dude. I shut that fucking door. I put all that shit away and I left. So I was telling this guy this, right? And the whole boy's getting freaked out, man. His eyes were all big. He was a big dude, but he did not like the fucking paranormal shit at all. This shit scared the hell. It scared me too, but it terrified his ass. So he's like, yeah, man. He said one night he got into an argument with his wife. And he was like, he got all mad. He was like, he grabbed his pillow and his sleeping bag and some shit. And he was, I'm just going to go to the gym, stay the night at the gym. So he was just going to sleep on the floor. And there was a little TV and shit. I just keep thinking about his fucking eyes, man. But anyway, he gets in there. He said he went to the gym. I'll just sleep right here on the mat. You know, he sets his little bed up and shit. And, you know, he turns the TV on. And he's just kind of laying there. All of a sudden, he hears a in the fucking bathroom, dude. And he goes, I heard that shit. It sounded like there was a hurricane in there and all the papers. He goes, I said, yeah, man, I went over and knocked the door. He goes, fuck that. I didn't knock shit. He goes, I grabbed my shit. I left. I went home and I slept on the couch. So now we're telling the, you know, stories back and forth, and we're standing in the middle of the street, and as we're talking, so it was this long fucking creepy industrial area street with a dead end, right? And there's street lights. We're talking and the street lights start going off, and you know, like in these movies where the lights come down the hallway and they're going off, it was like that. It just boom boom, and they started going off. He goes, oh, look at that, you see that? And I'm like, yeah, I see it, dude. And they go boop boop boop, and they shut off. Now the lights on the building were still on. And he goes, fuck this, I'm getting out of here. And as he says that, the lights on the fucking building start going up. Homeboy freaks the fuck. He jumps in his car. He fucking takes off. And I'm cracking up. I'm standing there in the middle of the street and I'm fucking, because his fucking eyes, man, they're like this. I'm cracking up and he takes off. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm out here by myself, man. I'm getting the fuck out of here too. So I jumped in my truck and I took off. It was fucking freaky, but it was so funny because fucking his eyes went from this to this and he fucking was gone, skidded out and shit. It cracked me up, man. But when I realized I was there by myself, you know, I'm not a hero. I'm getting the fuck out, and I left too. But anyway, that was kind of a funny story, man. I never forgot that shit. It was freaky, man. Yeah, there's something going on. I've never been back there. You know, I taught there for like, I don't know. I don't remember how many months or whatever. And you know, I moved on. But anyway, that's that story. If you like these kind of stories, true stories that actually happened, I tell them like, you know, I'm at a family dinner or barbecue or something. If you like them, maybe give me a like and subscribe. It would help me out. Everybody have a great night. I appreciate you all. Bye now.